Hey everybody, this is Brian Emerson. I'm Vice President for Enrollment at Villa Maria College, and I am joined today by Lindsay Neilson. Hey Lindsay.
Hi.
Hey. So thanks for joining us today. Wanted to talk a little bit about your experiences as a student at Villa, get to know you a little bit. So can you give us a little introduction? What are you studying?
So I am currently a senior in the graphic design program here at Villa. I joined back in 2017 and I plan to graduate in the spring of 2021.
Awesome. So you just recently became a senior, finished up your junior year in quarantine. Congratulations. Was it hard, like kind of shifting from face to face to doing things remote and online?
It wasn't as hard at first just because I've taken hybrid and online classes at Villa previously, but I really just miss the connectivity that the Villa campus and faculty and just student body in general creates on campus. I really missed that at first, but luckily, once we kind of understood how it was going to work, we were able to translate that into all of our classes. So I was really glad we got to do that.
That's awesome. So what were you missing most about Villa this semester?
Definitely just constantly talking with everybody, and you kind of get to have constant conversations when you're on campus, no matter who it is. It's kind of like there's always a familiar face wherever you are. And I just constantly miss seeing people every day and talking to either professors, students, classmates, whatever it is. I miss seeing that every single day.
Yeah, that's really interesting that you bring it up. Like when we're stuck at home and we're just not talking to as many people, and I feel like it's not the same always, trying to connect over text or
Mhm.
video, but we make the most of it. How you were able to finish up your work, do finish up your coursework and everything. Did that go okay?
Yeah, it actually did. It went over a lot smoothly than finals normally do, which is really interesting. But yeah, I got everything done in a good amount of time because I feel like I was really hard on myself with time management, and I was kind of just always on top of making sure I was keeping track of all my deadlines.
That's awesome. Nice. Well, good work getting that done. It's been hard times, and definitely perseverance and hard work seeing you through. So that's good. So you're studying graphic design. It's one of our our premier majors. A lot of graphic design students end up working in the field in Buffalo and in other areas. Lots of awards. We'll talk about that in a second. But what made you interested in studying graphic design?
So growing up, I had always really loved the idea of drawing on paper and just kind of conveying a story with those drawings. And as I went to like middle school, I was like, I still love doing this, but I don't know what to do with it. And as I got into high school, I took a lot of courses that were very much based around kind of digital art and computer graphics in general. And towards the end of my senior year, they kind of asked, like, oh, so what are you going to kind of do with your life? Like, what do you want to do? And I ended up getting connected to Villa through one of our faculty there. And I toured and I saw the graphic design program, and I kind of instantly knew that this is what I want to do. And once I kind of started my freshman year at Villa, it was very much confirmed that this is what I was very passionate about in life. And it was just kind of taking that initial step to realize that this is what I really want to do.
That's awesome. What is it about the graphic design program that you like? What's special about it?
I feel like the teachers are just constantly always wanting you to try harder and do things that you're very passionate about. And Bob and Julie both really care about every single student that walks through that door, whether they're a graphic student or a film student. They really care about making sure that they understand the ideas and the concepts there. And I feel like without their pushing and kind of getting students to believe in what they're creating, that they create awesome students who really love what they're doing with their jobs and with their crafts in a way.
Oh, that's cool. And Bob and Julie are Professor Bob Grisante and Professor Julie Zach, who I would just totally second and say that they are awesome. And it's all about that hands-on, one-on-one learning and guiding students. And it's amazing to watch you guys and girls in the program kind of develop from young first year students, designers to having honed talent and getting out there ready to work. I hear all the time, like from printers and other marketing people in Buffalo that we work with at the college, that our students they're ready to enter the workforce by the time they graduate. And that's, they say that's different from other programs in the area. So That's cool. I think that is a big part to do with how those professors, Bob and Julie, teach in the program. So you're in
Yeah.
good hands with them for sure. What kind of programs what kind of projects do you like to work on? You said you mentioned you like drawing in high school. What do you like to work on now?
So now I really like branding and creating brand collateral. It's just continuing that passion I had growing up where I was kind of conveying these stories or this emotion or feeling through like a drawing. And I feel like with brands, you're essentially looking at their essence of who they are, and you're kind of telling their own story as who they are through your design that you're creating for them. So towards the end of my freshman year, we started to like lightly touch on branding. And once we did that, I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is what I really like to do. And as I've continued throughout the program, Bob and Julie have always been so supportive of that and have always let me explore that idea consistently with all of my courses. And it's been so much fun because I've just always loved branding, and being able to continually practice it in their classes kind of formulates a really awesome route for me to take for when I go into the real world.
That's super cool. And yeah, I think that's such a neat aspect of graphic design of being able to like communicate with, with the visual elements and in some words, here and there, but to really communicate something about the core of, what a brand is. And if you can do that well, that's a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
really
it can translate to either like an entire brand as a whole, or it's like even a simple poster you're creating for somebody if they hire you just to do a simple little project. You have to understand brand and you have to kind of understand the story behind it itself. And I feel like that's an awesome skill to have as you continue out to leave Villa and go into your professional career.
nice. Nice. So let's talk about awards. I mentioned awards, and many graphic design students win awards at Villa, as well as our professors. So kudos. But let's talk about you in particular. You recently won the Outstanding Student in Graphic Design Award at Honors Convocation, a gold Addy this year for your work helping out with Scald, which is our art and literary publication. You recently won the AAF Buffalo Portfolio Day competition, and you are a repeat winner of that. So congratulations. And you were inducted to Delta Epsilon Sigma, the National Honor Society, and you won a scholarship, a very competitive scholarship in that. So congratulations. You've been having a big year.
I know, thank you.
That's pretty cool. How do you think your education at Villa has set you up to win some of these awards?
So I feel like at Villa, every single professor you kind of like they cross over your path. They are constantly trying to make sure you are being the best person you can be while creating work that you're proud of. Whether it's you're in a science class or a math class or you're in an animation class, graphics class, anything, all the professors are constantly there for you, and they're kind of rooting for you in a way to kind of set you up on this path to kind of achieve these successes. And I feel like that's what really helped me win these awards, because they helped me find the confidence within myself to really work harder and to be able to say and to think that I can go for it and I can try to achieve these awards. And with their help and their pushing and just the constant nurturing that they do, it helped me kind of land those awards and kind of get there.
That is awesome. Congratulations. It's going to look really good on your resume too when you're out there looking for jobs in a year. So speaking of that, like, have you been able to do any internships or practical experiences yet?
Yeah, so I actually had a really awesome internship at Mr. Smith. They're a smaller boutique user-centered digital and print brand agency. So they work with a ton of different clients, local and international. And when I was working there, I really got to take the skills that I learned from basic fundamentals of design and how things kind of look on a paper and how they can actually translate to real life, real work. And to kind of, again, use that brand idea and that brand strategy and to kind of take things I've previously learned and translate them to professional workforce.
Nice. Did you get to work on any cool projects there?
Yeah, I got to work on, one of my favorites was working with Batten Eye Care here in Western New York. I got to work on a ton of their collateral, but I got to make this whole entire book. It's kind of like this lookbook that would sit in their waiting room for catalogs to look through and to see all the brands that they feature, but also their own personal brand.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
like,
So yeah, that's just one of the powerful things about internships, right? Is you get to apply those skills and then, see if you can make it out there in the real world and get some feedback and make some tweaks, and you're just going to be more ready for, your next experience then.
Yeah, it creates a lot of confidence in yourself to think that, oh, if I can go out and work in an internship and be successful in this, then hopefully one day when I leave to go have an actual position somewhere, I can take that skill and that knowledge to really land the job that I really like and to be passionate about.
That's awesome. What do you hope to do after next year when you graduate?
So I'd love to work in a smaller agency and kind of continue my passion with brands and brand identity. But also, I have a really strong passion with photography. And luckily at Mr. Smith, I was able to work on that as well and help assist on projects, but also shoot stuff myself. And I'd like to kind of fuse the two and kind of bring them and work in a position where I can definitely work on both of those different elements that I really enjoy.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. All right. So you're going into your senior year next year. And if you could give any advice to one of our incoming students just starting out at Villa, what would you tell them?
Definitely take in every moment you have at Villa, whether it's learning a lesson, taking advice, making a new friend, anything. Just absorb as much as you can because that's what Villa is here for, and that's what your whole college experience is kind of set up for, is to kind of grab this knowledge and see how it can apply to your life. And I feel like that's definitely what you should start doing from day one when you start entering here at Villa.
Awesome advice. I appreciate that. Well, Lindsay, congratulations on all of your awards this year. Can't wait to see what you can do next year. Thanks for joining us today and talking a little bit.
Thank you so much for having me.